Okay, now, hello everyone. I want to talk about sports. I'm gonna be rude with y'all. I'm not a really big fan of sports in my, I guess, timing, I guess. I don't like sports that much, I don't watch it that much, but, it's not really my thing, but hey, I try to get into it sometimes. And on CNN, right, Don Lemon brought up a point. I don't know, but basically, Greg talked about it today, and I thought about it myself. I'm like, I watch sports, and places I go to have men's sports on. Now, for some, I guess, context, right? One of the CNN reporters said that in 1991, the women's World Cup won 4 times throughout the 90s, if I'm correct. And for the men's World Cup, we did not win for any for like 1930s onwards. For some context of, I guess. I don't want to put the clip up because this is commentary, and also I just don't want to do any more effort than I have to. Anyways. And Donovan brought a point. Because I may not like his viewpoints about a lot of things, but guess what? He brought a good point about this one. That men's sports are more entertaining than women's sports. And the other co-hosts, right? They're more feminist than anything else. They're like, oh yeah, and they want to say that, oh, women are equal to men. I'm like, not really. Women are not equal to men in strength, speed, or any of that. Some women are, but not all of them. Everyone's built differently. Just because you think you can beat someone of your own gender, well, you can beat your own gender. But if you think you can beat other gender, well, you couldn't. This is the issue that I have with women's sports, I guess, or sports in general. I don't like sports, like I said, but when I go out to a wing place like Friends or I don't know, any place or like a sports bar, well, they have good food and whatnot. You know what they'll play? Men's sports like football, basketball, soccer, well, all these men's sports. And guess what? I don't care about the sports. Sometimes don't watch it. Other than that, I don't really care. But it's entertaining. And guess what? I'm okay with that. But the thing is, feminists say that women's sports should be more bigger. That it should be more supported, right? But you know what they don't want to talk about? That these people don't even support that. They only support themselves. They say, oh, I should support WNBA or soccer for women, and I'm like, you're saying all of this, but you're not supporting it yourself. And Bill Burr already pointed that out too. Feminists want to say that they want to support like the WNBA, right? But no one cares about the sport. These feminists will go to a men's basketball game, like the NBA, at the time, but then they'll back up and complain about the thing. The thing is, like, women's sports not getting big outlets or big network talking about it. When they do talk about it, right? It's when someone is arrested, like Brittany Griner was arrested in Russia. Then they talked about the sport, saying that, oh, she didn't get paid that much like men didn't, and basically all this bullshit. And so we're talking about it. And I think that there's no point of comparing men's and women's sports. Women can go against each other, and one of the teams can beat. But if that same team think that they could beat a team full of men, they're gonna fucking lose. They're gonna lose for real. Sorry, the train's going off. And I think that's an issue. I think that's a fucking issue when it comes to these feminists. And I don't care about sports, so like I said, I don't fucking care, so. And let's be real here. If you want to complain about sports not being represented very well, because guess what? Well, it must be women's sports. They're not represented very well because, see, they're not very profitable. No one's gonna watch them that well. You know what the funny part is? Trans women, biological men, right, are going into these sports. They're going into these sports like the WNBA. I don't know if that's true or not, but mostly soccer, UFC, and all of the other sports, right? These people are going into these sports. Trans women, biological women, right? They're going into these sports, fighting a biological woman, and they're beating ass. But the one funny part is, there's this one soccer player who was a representative for Subway. She had the pink hair. I don't know what her name is, and I really don't care. Basically, she said, "Oh yeah, we should be more inclusive about trans women being in women's sports." Which is funny because she was sleeping at the time. Well, she was gonna retire at the time, and she's now retired. Which is fucking funny because if she did not, retire, and she went against a trans woman, she would have fucking lost. She would have lost her fucking mind, and she would have cried. She would have cried that, how could you allow a man to fight in this one? And I'm like, you wanted this. You wanted it to happen. You know what's my part is? There was a story out there, I think it was a few years back. I think a year ago or something. That there was a World Cup team also. They went against 15-year-old boys who did not know a fucking thing about the sport. And they lost. They lost against those kids. Against the boys. And that is ironic. And these are people who won in the World Championship. And they lost against 15-year-old boys. Ironic. So, you're comparing apples to oranges, basically. Just because you won the World Cup against your own gender does not mean you can win against orange to orange or apple to orange. You can't win against them. You're gonna lose. And I think it's funny because these leagues think that they're pretty popular. They think that they're big things. In reality, they're not. No one truly cares about women's sports. Feminists don't care about women's sports. They're not very popular with people. They're not very popular with men or women. No one's getting into these things. And if you think that they are, they're lying to their teeth. Just because you think that women should be okay going against men in sports, they're gonna lose. And if you think to get paid more, not really. I'm not being sexist or anything, and I don't care. Call me sexist all you want. If you think women should get paid more than men when it comes to sports or jobs, no, they shouldn't. They should get equal pay, but if they don't put in the same amount of work as the other people do, guess what? They do not get paid the same. Call it whatever you want. Call it sexism. Call me a phobe. Call me. But if you really call me this stuff, it just shows how you're sensitive you are. Okay, so I don't know, man. If you really think this stuff of being a sensitive little bitch, then fuck off. Other than that, I don't know, yeah, I really don't care. Anyways, that's it. Peace out.